Well, hello for anyone who's here. Oh, Fat Red! Fat Red's here. Oh my god, can we give Fat Red applause? Yeah. Welcome to the Friday Night Craft and Chill. I am not much in the chill mood, and crafting, I don't know. I got kind of a mess going on. I've been doing a lot of 3D printing this week. Had a lot of problems, but sorting through them, and things are going okay. But, yeah. Problems. I actually need to change a spool right now, so we're going to just go ahead and do that while I'm figuring out what the heck we're doing. How you doing tonight, Fat Red? Man, I sure hope this thing stays clipped. See, I've been having problems. This thing needs to go all the way on here. Oh, very cool. Thank you, Fat Red. That sounds cool. Hey, been here. Couldn't get my phone synced to the TV. No, right on, Ed. I am... Man, I am having time right now. This stupid thing. I might have to do this on the floor real quick. Hold on. Alright, I think that's okay. So, these are reusable spools. They're pretty cool. They work well most of the time, but I think I didn't have it clipped in all the way, and it came apart inside my printer. Now, the problem with that is that once it comes apart, you can never get it back together again, ever. So, the only way to get it to close again would be to get like a whole spool rewinder that I do not have. I think I could print one, and I might do that because I don't know. I can't use the other whole roll that I have because it won't fit in there. I guess I could probably use it on the external holder that just needs, you know, does one color. But yeah, once it comes undone, there's no getting it back in there, which sucks. So I just kind of wasted a whole roll, and hopefully this thing won't come undone again in the machine. I'm hoping it was my error and not, you know, like a loose lock or some kind of defect here. I don't think so. I think it was probably me. On the floor. Yep. 3D printing woes. Fix this thing with that printed thing, man. There's no question. There is a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. It's a slippery slope, isn't everything? It's a slippery slope, says the man that went to go build one diorama, small diorama with some trees, and ended up with a whole laundry room full of a city. Yeah, I hear you. I think this is going to be okay. It's easier just... You're not kidding, Ed. You are definitely not kidding. I've changed this thing now. I'm not going about this the smartest way because I was having bed adhesion problems, so I'm only printing one model at a time, but look at how much waste there is sitting next to this thing. This whole pile here. Now that is the third pile like this. That's the third pile like that, and that's only for a few parts that I'm printing on that printer. So there's lots of other stuff going on too. I have 3 printers going right now. Speaking from a place of experience, yeah. Kenny, what's going on, Kenny? So those piles of random colors, they're not shapes at all, dude. They're poop. It's called 3D printer poop. It's literally little poops. Close to useless. There are some guys that melt them down. They have a whole machine process set up where they could melt them down and remake filament with them. Maybe one day I'll get to that point, but I don't think so anytime soon. They grind them up in a grinder, they melt them, they do all this stuff to them. I can't even imagine what they would be useful for aside from some kind of ginormous flock, you know, for an alien landscape, or if you were making a confetti pit at Chuck E. Cheese. I don't know. It's not super useful. Would work as crumbling debris? Yeah, I guess it could. Kenzo random requests real-time tech support. Man, you're kind of not kidding. It looks like that thing's working. So that one has been having problems with, I think the nozzle was worn out and it was causing it to not extrude as well as it should have when it was swapping colors. So I have the new nozzle. Finally came today, but I haven't swapped it yet because it's actually doing something useful, so I was just going to leave it be. Well, while I'm sitting here, I'm just going to glue some stuff, because everything is a mess. I don't even have the hot wire foam cutter in here today, because 3D printing is everywhere. And also, hello, Briscoe, if I didn't say it before. Consoles look great, thank you. We got quite a few of them right here. I still got to make the bigger ones, and I'm printing out, right now I'm doing stair treads and catwalks. Stair treads and catwalks, so that's where we're at right now. I've actually been sick, for real sick, with sinus infection this week. Whole week's been a blur. You know what, Ed? I've had a couple of days that were a little rough as well. Not sinus infection, but what day was it? Was it Wednesday? Tuesday night. I think it was Tuesday night. Yeah, Tuesday night I had a bad migraine. That was bad. I didn't even make dinner, it just kind of took me out. And then the next day I was pretty good. But after that, last night, I don't know what I did. I think I had some meat juice on my hands. I had some chopped meat that was no good, some ground beef. Smelled kind of funky, so I decided not to cook it. Threw it away, washed my hands, and then proceeded to eat some cheese that I had on the plate that was going to be on the burgers, but I was like, well, it's already out, I'll just eat it. And I think some of that meat juice stayed on my hands. I ate some of it, maybe, because I had some I had an evil heap of bubbling that ran through me like really, really fast. And Mom didn't get sick, so what I cooked afterwards we both ate. So that's the only thing I could think of, but man, it kind of tore me up. You feeling any better now, Ed? Little brain fog there, Fat Red? Yeah. Well, Fat Red, that number depends on how many I can get finished. The initial idea was 20, but I don't know if I'm going to get to 20. I don't know. So, we shall see. If everything didn't break down at the beginning of this week, it would have been feasible. But I actually bought that extra printer, and it's been working great, so I don't regret that at all. And I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Rambled and Random described the Grumble Duffs. Yeah, man, I got the Grumble Duffs. No question. And I don't usually get a case of the Grumble Duffs that often, so... It's been years since it was caused by food, anyway. We do have this thing still sitting here from last week. Maybe we'll work on it a little bit later, but without the hot wire cutter available for use at the moment, and with limited, I don't know, my assistant has neglected to laser cut me some more buttons. I don't know why. But without those, it might be a little difficult. I think I have some. We always try and just see what we got. Fat Red, there will be enough to go around. So, I plan on, we'll do the release, and those will ship very quickly. But then I'm going to do a pre-order. I got to talk to Ted and them, but I want to do it at the same price, and there might be an extra item, I don't know, I got to see. There might be one, like a little extra bonus for the people that get it on the first day. But the main unit, it'll be available for a while. We're not exactly sure yet. It just depends. Kind of going to feel out the demand on it. But I plan on taking some orders for a little bit, if possible. We'll see. We got to see how it goes. I mean, you never know. It could be that we just do the initial day, and that is what it is. But a lot of that depends on response. If no one buys them, I'm probably not going to make any more. So there's that. But I think they'll sell. Awesome. Awesome, dude. Awesome. I'm about 95% Grumble Duff free right now, but there's about that 5% that's Grumble Duff in a little bit, but it's okay. I think I need more bases. I don't think I have enough bases made. I don't want to use these two. Yeah, I'm not too happy with the way these came out, so we're gonna put those to the side. I am gonna have a bunch of bits when this is done from the reject pile. Things that didn't quite make the quality, the QA check. So maybe something will happen with those. That'll be interesting. And a lot of that stuff that would look totally fine. You know, if you're making a dio or something, it would look cool. But if I'm going to sell something to someone, I'd rather have it be as, you know, a certain level of standards. Love the recheck pile, right? If we give you a shout out on it sounds good to me, Fat Red. It's cool. Honestly, I'm in a much better position now than I was at the beginning of the week. At the beginning of the week when I started, everything started breaking as far as my printers, but now I know a lot of stuff I didn't know before on how to fix some things. I kind of know some stuff they're capable of I didn't even understand or ever mess with before on some of them, so it's good. It's good. 1/18 geared, yeah, for sure. What else am I gluing? I guess I could start gluing some catwalks. Let's move these out of the way. These stairs are a pain in the butt, though. I've been having problems with, not problems with it specifically as far as like quality or anything, but problems with the peg fitting in the hole. It's pretty tight, so I gotta shave them down a little bit, and yeah, they're not coming off of there easy, though, I can tell you that. Helladope seems to be generally 112. Generally, I mean, they did a little 1/18th, but a lot of figure collectors, the figure collecting market is mostly 112. The guys who buy toys, it just is. There are 1/18th. There's a small contingent of people that do that, but I think a lot of the 1/18th guys tend to be more retro, more vintage, and more, you know, like what you guys are doing over there with like the hobbyist type of people, the world building stuff. Give me a sec here. Yep, more stuff. Star Wars Pick Punked was dope. Yeah, I did like that. Fat Red, did you see that? The picture that Punk with Toys did? I can't remember if I sent that to you or not. World Makers Consortium, depending on your accent. Man, I'm gonna need more crazy glue, that's for sure. There's a huge 1/18th crowd within the 1/12 crowd. Yeah, they just talk more about 1/12 because it's more popular. That's true. Tony's Figs, what's up, Tony? Craft and Chill, what up, Random? What up, Tony? What up, Tony? I'll never say that again like that. I'm sorry. More of the hype toys are 1/12. Collecting to collect, yeah. Yeah, they just... More companies are in on it right now. .12 is cool, but I don't like it for things with lots of vehicles, like Star Wars or G.I. Joe. You don't like it for things with lots of vehicles? That's an interesting take, Briscoe. I feel like most people like it, specifically... Oh, 1/12. My brain. I can't read and think. Yes, exactly. 1/18th is better for things with lots of vehicles. Yeah, 1/12, man, when you start getting the vehicles, what do you do with that? I mean, they're crazy, right? They start getting nuts. Wasn't that giant TIE Fighter 1/12 classified that they had at Toys R Us, like, I don't know, it was, you know, not that long before they closed, maybe in the 5 years or so before it closed. There was a giant, I think it was Black Series TIE Fighter. So that thing was huge from what I remember. You're not a Josh. I participate only in Josh fights. Dude, you don't want to fight Sasquatch. I'm just saying, like, if it was me, I'm not fighting a Sasquatch. That's a losing proposition. And Fat Red, I don't think I sent it to you, but I have the on-tape confession that Ed is in fact a Sasquatch. I'll send it to you later, man. It's quite shocking. They did a couple of Black Series ships and they didn't sell. Yeah, it was expensive. And from what I remember, he does. I do. I actually do. From what I remember, it was not that far after when they did like the X-Wing reissue and all that. I bought a bunch of those reissues. Definitely not to resell. Before I was into, I didn't even know anything about the toy community, but I saw them, I bought them. I think they were on rollback or clearance or something on a .com site, and I was like, yeah, I'll buy a few of those. They look cool. And I kept them in the closet for a while, and I ended up reselling them. But they were reasonable priced. I want to say they were like $30 or something like that, and then they came out not that far after that with that giant TIE fighter, and it looked cool, but it was a beast. Like, you have to hang it from the ceiling, pretty much. It won't fit on a shelf. Yeah, pain in the butt. I mean, if you have the room, they're gonna look cool. It's one thing, like last year at the DFW Joe show, the 1/6 tanks and stuff, that's awesome. I mean, they're huge. 1/6 scale tank it's huge. Like, you could sit on it probably and roll around on the floor almost. But what do you do with that? Yeah. Yeah, Ed, I mean, it kind of like the Black Series, it was still like right in that whole height of people going out to Toys R Us and hunting for figures and stuff. People were still kind of like running around looking for Marvel Legends before the more expensive brands kind of really crept up. Or at least before they got market share. Alright, let's try this kind of super glue and see how this one does. We're just experimenting. Have the room for the vehicles, but the availability is more the issue. Yeah. It's probably even harder in Canada, I would imagine, Briscoe. Like, getting everything is harder in Canada. Unless you're talking about quality maple syrup. Black Series is going strong, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think those different properties, though, they never recaptured the same fan base or the amount of fans that you did with the even when in the 2000s or like 2010. I think there were just people that were so excited to see those Star Wars figures they were running out and buying them. Now I think a lot of them just end up at Ollie's. Yeah, I think they were pretty early in the Black Series. I used to go, hunting around for figures with my friend before I even was doing the dioramas, so pre-2013, 24, before that is when I started probably fishing around for that stuff. Two tumblers, 89 Batmobile, yep. Very cool. Power loaders look like they'd be fun. Yeah, power loaders sound. I think that would be pretty cool to play with. Even just tinkering with them. I feel like Fat Red needs a power loader for his Do you have one, Fat Red? For... Man, I just want to call it Pneumonia City, so we're just going to do that. Can you guys hear the 3D printers in the background? Barely? Okay, cool. Power loader is the thing that, I think he's referring to the thing that Ripley used in Alien, or Aliens, whichever one it was, where she was fighting them. We never had any issues in Canada with availability until about 2012, 2014. Harder to get. Yeah, I don't know, Briscoe, is that when they were starting maybe with the VAT taxes and all that crazy stuff? Music covers most of the printing. Cool. Aliens. There we go. It's a cool look, Fatrid. It's like a, an assisted work suit, kind of like a mech, but for working. Oh, okay, right on. Yikes. Keep expecting it to ooze out the bottom, but it's been good so far. Leg brace, right on. So I know this isn't the usual craft and chill. This is like, what are we doing? Glue and chill? But it is what it is. I contemplated not doing this and just going straight craft, but I really need to get some of this stuff done, so. I'm the only one getting high off the glue, right? I'm trying not to, Ed. Trying not to. You're either gluing foam or plastic. That is true. That is true. As the kids would say, no lies detected. What's going on, Eduardo? Random fat sounds kind of funny. How you doing tonight? Random fat? No, man. I don't think so. Cobweb, what's going on, Cobb? How you doing on this very peaceful night? Damn it. That was a little bit lower than I wanted it to be. So if you guys are starting a betting pool on how long it's going to be before I glue my finger to something, I'm thinking it's probably a pretty safe bet. I just don't know. I don't know the time frame. May the Power of the Force video for tomorrow. Oh, very cool. Very cool. You got towards the end of the month. That's cool. I just glued myself to something. It's more often not the outcome of using super glue. Glue yourself to yourself? Yeah, that happens a lot too. Swizzle stick. Briscoe, I'm gonna leave. I was leaving that joke for you, man. Ed, do you still ever have meetings with Ted and the gang, or that's not something that happens all the time anymore? Is that what you call it? Yes, actually, that is what I call it. There is no way that some of this stuff is not going to ship with a random hair in it, and I apologize for that. Hairs make it worth more. It's a collector's edition. Been slow lately doing to the wait and see what happens. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of that wait and see what happens going on right now. That's true. But you know, this right here, 100% tariff-free, like we were saying the other day, man. I was like, you probably caught that when we were talking to Mikey. I was like, Mikey, man, we need the voiceover for that. Tariff-free. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, the old extra special red hair edition. There you go, Ed. Oh, you know what? I think I do feel a little bit of that super glue right now. Maybe I got a whiff and I didn't even notice it. I'm kind of feeling it a little bit right now, actually. That's enough of that for a moment. Whew. Okay, we're going to give the super glue a rest for a moment while my head deflates from the size of a balloon. And let's maybe take a look at this thing for a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't really bugging me. But I think maybe it just kind of like slowly crept up on me a little bit, and I'm just kind of feeling it a little bit. Feels like a kind of like a spray paint buzz. Okay. works okay. Wasn't sure it was going to come out well because the print stopped in the middle when the spool ran out, but it actually picked it up. Man, these bamboo printers are amazing. I mean, it's still just, you can't even see where it picked it up again. It's flawless. You would expect, changing the spool and having the nozzle cool down, there would be a jump in it, but nothing. It's just smart enough to make sure the nozzle regains temperature. It extrudes a little. It, flushes it out to make sure it's running fluidly. It's just smart. They have a lot of smart software running in that thing. The older ones were just like dumb, you just tell them what to do and they do it and just crash and burn forever. This thing, it detects when it's messing up most of the time on its own. Do I have Aliens tacky glue down here? I do not. Why is it so hot in here? 77 degrees. One second. 1 sec. Here, we'll put Larry on for a minute so you can... Where is that? There we go. Alright, Ed just glued his fingertip back on. Monday afternoon super glue is great. Yeah, it's actually really good for wounds. It is good for wounds. I sliced my finger, part of my fingertip almost off with a box cutter when I was, 21, 22. And one of the guys that worked there where I was working, he was like a meat cutter, and he was just like, just put some super glue on it, and I was like, what? And he just got the super glue and glued my finger together, and it was really actually very good. Come on, dude. So how'd you tear up your finger, Ed? Is it Sasquatch mating season or something? Oh yeah, dude, that's no joke. You can really jack yourself up with a, just a hobby knife as a scalpel. So. Hey, Tony's Figs, Tony. I know you're a paramedic, right? Have you ever seen anyone get injured with one of these? I've read about them, like people cutting and they slip and like stab themselves in the, what's that one in the leg? Is it your femoral artery? Or, they get themselves in there and like almost bleed to death or something. I've just read a few horror stories about that. I wonder, have you ever seen any injuries with these? I haven't had one, thank God. But, yeah. I try to be careful, but, you get tired sometimes. I have not yet in 19 years. Okay. Well, that's kind of good to hear then. Stab myself with the scraper, taking prints out. Dude. Yeah, that's... So, Kenzo, I don't have that problem anymore because I use the little plastic print ones. But also, like... all the bamboo ones, and the Neptune is the same. You just pick it off, wait till it dries a little, and do this, and it just comes right off. You just gotta let the plate cool a little. And even this stuff, although this is easier with the scraper, it all comes off pretty easy once it's cool. And what I do to cool it, because I'm impatient also, is I'll take the whole plate out of the printer, and then just stick it on the workbench, which is cool already, and the heat transfer, because it's so thin, it cools in like a minute, if that. I haven't used my Neptune yet, I suck at life. That's right. Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting, dude, the resin. Yeah, that sucks. The resin is, you gotta fight with it. That's true. So the old Enders that I used to use the metal scraper even for that, for the 3D prints. It was just filament based. And yeah, I used to fight with it for sure. But it's not as bad as the resin. The resin is the worst for that stuff. Alright, that one is good. Yeah, that sounds absolutely not fun at all. corrected a word I spelled correctly. Right on. I get mixed up in my head, and I will do the same exact thing. No, I don't like that one. It looks goofy. Alright, well, I think that'll pass. Not bad. Troy, 12-month super chat. I mean, member chat. Wow, Troy. It's been a minute, huh? Hit the like button. Thank you. So Ed broke my heart on Wednesday. Kenzo, what did I do to you, man? What's going on? He was a toy merc? No, no lube. Tony, he said broke his heart. Not the other thing that I won't mention on this stream. Sorry, brother, there's only one me to go around. I don't know why I'm reading these chats. I'm done reading your chats. You guys have fun with your conversation, though. I'm not trying to rein you in, but I'm like, why am I reading these out loud? There are some things that are just better off not read out loud. Alright, let's glue this sucker. "3D printing for dioramas doesn't make much sense to me because you lose a lot of the magic and inspiration and improvisation." Yeah, I think so, Eduardo. You can. It just depends. It just depends. So, the designing part is exactly the same as doing it by hand. Printing? No, printing you just hit a button. But you'll notice that, like, these share a lot of the same design elements with my handmade consoles because they are. I've just copied what I did handmade over to 3D, and these were like smaller scale, but I have some that I'm working on right now that are almost like very close to a copy off of some of the handmade stuff. So yeah, if you're just hitting a button to print, yes, I get what you're saying. But the design process is still, it's basically the same thing. You're just doing it with a different medium. And so a lot of what I've been doing is the stuff we make on this stream, like this, I'll take this and then go into Tinkercad and try to remake it in a 3D model. So I'm actually designing it by hand and everything here because I'm comfortable doing that. And then copying the design in 3D. So Yeah, I don't think you're wrong necessarily. Obviously, there's more craftsmanship that goes into making each one by hand, but you can't make 100 of them by hand. You can make, a few. Clay and silversmithing is, yeah, similar, I guess. So you make casts and stuff like that. GI Jet Man, what's going on, man? And to be fair, too, when I say 3D printing is just hitting a button, I just mean if you're using files that someone made, you're not designing it. There's a lot more work that goes into it than just hitting a button. Largely troubleshooting the machines and dealing with the processing and stuff, post-processing. But that's not like necessarily a creative endeavor. Painting would be, painting it. That kind of thing. Layout, maybe. How you choose to display it or photograph it, all that obviously has some creativity to it. Where's this going? I don't know. I like the little side panel. Here they go. Dude, really? Come on. I always felt like I am cheating by printing. I always used to Frankenstein and putty the sports figures, but those are still parts from other figures. So either way, I'm using someone else's design. So it's not cheating, Kenzo. It's just different, right? I mean, you're not designing it from scratch. You're doing the equivalent in music would be like a mashup. So you're remixing it. More like a DJ than like the artist performing the original music. Still artistic, different. I think people might say one is more valuable than the other, but I don't really necessarily know that that's true. Honestly. I don't know. A print still isn't crap if you can't paint. Yeah, exactly. I mean, painting is its own skill set. All this stuff, there's like lots of little different skill sets, as you know, involved in all this. Let me see if this first layer print is coming out good. Looks good. That machine does have first layer protection where it like verifies itself, but sometimes, occasionally it misses it. Okay, what do I want to put here? I feel like I want to put these screens on now to dry, but if I do that, I definitely won't be able to paint anything. A lot of skill sets in world building also, for sure, Fat Red, for sure. Just thinking about it, repositioning the objects in your mind. You know, like in Photoshop, people photo bash. You know, photo bashing is a thing. As a matter of fact, it's extremely common in Hollywood, you know, for movies and stuff. That's basically what green screen is you're just bashing different things together. Going through all of it is the through line of patience. You have to have patience to do any of it. Which side looks good? Up. This side. That's what Axel Rose told me. With a little patience. Okay, I get it now, Kenzo. Took me a second. What's up, everyone? Random. Hey, Jay Gonzo. How you doing, buddy? Briscoe says, I can't sculpt and I don't have a 3D printer, so I just buy dios off people. Hey, man. That's cool. Look, even setting up your own dioramas and, like, posing your action figures and doing that, that is creative. It's less time invested in doing it usually, you know, like, but it's still you're using your imagination. The Axel Sway dance. I don't even remember how that goes. I listened to them a lot. I didn't watch a lot of the videos. I didn't have cable growing up, Kenzo. No MTV for me. I saw it occasionally over at friends' houses, but that's about it. Mama Fratelli from the Goonies. I haven't seen him in a while. I think I did see like a picture of him somewhere once, and it was like, yeah, he's getting older. I wonder if he's still a diva, or if you can't maintain that as you're getting physically older as well. Yeah, Kenzo just went for Axl Rose. Maybe a few more. George Wendt. Who's that? Was that the guy that played Norm? I just know the guy who played Norm passed away. I don't know his actual name. Yeah, Norm. So, back when I used to play Ultima Online, which was 1997 to maybe 2003, somewhere in there, my name in game was Narm, N-A-R-M. And I was always drunk, or stoned at that point in time too. And so when I would show up, my entire guild would say, Narm, like Norm. Yeah, that's pretty nerdy, but we're sharing that. But anyway, I always liked chairs, and you don't see shows like that too much anymore. They're just kind of chilled out and fun. Come on, dude, release. My goodness. Found a styrofoam cooler that I'm gonna toss. I'm gonna use for a G.I. Joe snow base style. Yeah, that works pretty good actually. Yeah, why not? Why not? You know, if you get and I wouldn't, because you're gonna mess up the cooler, but like a handheld hot wire foam cutter, you can make some really cool icicles and ice-looking stuff with a hot wire foam cutter and white foam. Comes out pretty good. Although it's better with pink foam painted, but you can get by with it. Cheers, Night Court, and Golden Grills, right? This diorama proves that the magic is alive. Thank you, Eduardo. The Night Court reboot wasn't as funny. I haven't seen the Night Court reboot, but there's no way that it could be as funny. I just don't think that that show would land as well now. So they're probably scared to kind of... I mean, it wasn't like a very edgy show or anything, but it was just, you know, 80s style jokes. 80s style sitcom jokes, anyway. 3D print is like molds in my book. Yeah, it kind of, that's basically what it is, TD Trooper. You still have to make the original, and then there you go. Okay, set these to the side and do some more crazy glue. Back to Eduardo's favorite part. More gluing more soulless 3D prints together. I need more legs. Dan Fielding, as mild as he was, would not fly today. Yeah, probably not. You know what? That's a show I need to go watch again. I was thinking about watching Cheers again after seeing that announcement. Do one more there. G.I. Jetman asking, is Elegoo a good printer? G.I. Jetman, what type of printer? Resin or FDM filament printer. I mean, the basic answer is yeah, they're pretty good. I have one of their FDM printers, and it worked pretty well. I'd say very well at first. I have some issues right now with the bed leveling because it's a big bed, but I think I might have moved it around a little bit, so that's on me. Their resin printers, I think, are really good, but you should ask Kenzo that question. Kenzo knows a little bit more about them than I do. I need to finish up my custom kit bash vehicles and ships. Well, you're making that sound like kind of nonchalant, but you said that plural on both of those. So how many are you talking about there, Troy? Probably FDM, you know, filament if you're printing terrain pieces, Jetman. Two vehicles, 4 ships, yeah. Troy says this every Friday. Yeah, Troy, maybe we need to see some progress reports. Cut his finger off and no dial. I don't know, Ed is usually working on stuff behind the scenes, though. He usually is. I don't know, Ed, have you shown any of that yet? I don't know. The one thing you made together from that, we'll have the dial. Okay, I don't know what Ed's showing or what he hasn't, so I don't want to say anything. But Ed usually has something going on, or a couple of things. Not yet, okay. So thanks guys for hanging out with me through this non-typical stream for us here. Oh, come on, for Pete's sake. Oh, the
wife and took a tumble, tore 2 tendons in my thigh. Not getting around very much now.
The floating yellow chair. That's funny. Eduardo, you're sitting here talking about originality and you want me to build the floating yellow chair that someone else designed. This is all original here, dude. I designed all these pieces. There's more original inspiration in that. You just want your floating yellow chair, and I understand that. I don't have a problem with that. Come on, glue. Are you going to come out? There's no more glue in here, is there? For Pete's sake, give me this. Random you rules. You're good, dude. You're good. Hope you feel better. Where's Troy? Oh, Tony's working on some stuff. Fat Red. Fat Red doesn't sound like he's been eating the gummies too much tonight. I don't know. I could be wrong. Got my pics up on Instagram. Okay. You see my new project? I'll be excited. You'll be excited. Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. What Ed's been working on is pretty cool. Not that I've seen any of it, obviously. I feel like I had it at one point, but can someone message me Troy's Instagram so I can just, if someone would do me the favor to shoot it to me in a DM and Instagram so I can check that out after the stream. Yeah, Ed, I can't remember. I haven't been keeping up with Instagram anyway, so I don't know. Done. Thank you, Ed. Alright, so tomorrow, more 3D printing, and probably going to go and pick up some super glue. Follow Doc. Look at that, Troy. All you gotta do is share your Instagram and you'll get a bunch of follows. Of course, everyone was gonna start giving you crap about not finishing your vehicles now as the weeks go by, but you know, that just comes with it. Yeah, no, it's cool to share it. You get a lot of ideas like that, too. So for anyone here that doesn't know, which all of you probably do, or most of you anyway, this Sunday I'll be on Helladope Toys, and we're going to be doing some selling of some of this stuff here, as well as, you know, just chatting and hanging out with the guys over there. So we're going to have some 1/18 scale stuff that I'm going to be putting up for sale with the guys. But either way, if you guys just come by, hang out, it's much appreciated. Most of y'all already stop in there anyway on their stream, so it's all good. Now we can keep them on schedule. It's our schedule, but it is what it is, right? Troy is giving us the stink eye. Got a nice 3-day weekend, no pressure. Loading symbols, nice. Might be helpful, right? Why do you think there's a Numa City? It's just, you know, giving suggestions, that's all. Crab droids. I'm looking at Troy's page right now. Those things look pretty cool. I don't really see any other vehicles unless I'm missing them. Oh, some Buzz Lightyear stuff. Unfortunately, I don't use my Instagram much because some MF hacks and started offering products I'm not selling. Yeah, Eduardo, you gotta watch that, dude. They were after me for a long time. Like, the more popular your Instagram is, too, the more they come after you. There was times where I was getting like 10 messages a day from people just trying to, hey, let me give you some money. Hey, can you vote for me in this contest? Hey, you know, anything to try and get my user credentials, especially back when you were able to make money from the ad program on Instagram. I think they were just trying to hijack the account, you know. It's just like, good God, leave me alone already. That's part of the reason why I put some restrictions on my DMs where I can't remember what it was, but people have to request before I start talking to them. Unless I already have a convo going with them. Because it was just getting too crazy. Yeah, for sure. Pretending to be hot chicks saying they think, yeah. I got no pics. Yup. Yeah, the phone scam ones are funny with that too. I get some that are just completely irrelevant. The death race. Yeah, I don't really know what you're doing with that, Fat Red, but I did look, like when I was checking out that page, I saw your like wagon you were working on. It's pretty cool stuff. I like the idea of the working on the vehicles. Is it just a comparison, or is there some kind of gamified element you're doing? I want more water. There's the water. There it is.
It's a game. The builds were all if you want to make one, sign up. Okay. Gotcha. Got roped into being the DM. Yeah, sounds fun. All I have is toy pics on my page. Yeah, they're funny. I get them that are like, oh, my friends were telling me about you, and I couldn't believe how cute you were. Yeah, that kind of thing. I'm like, oh, okay, that's who. It's a very nice sock puppet account. They don't even put any effort into the sock puppet accounts anymore. Like, they used to try and make them look real. The ones that are most likely to kind of get you are when they hack someone else's account. And there's someone that's on your friends list or someone, maybe someone you talked to years ago but you haven't spoken to in a long time. And when they get one of those, you know, it's usually a little easier to pump some information out of you. But even then, you can usually tell, it's like, what is... that vote for me in a contest thing was big. I haven't been getting it as much now, but a few years ago. And I never followed any of it, but I guess they would send you to a website. You'd have to like put some information in there, and then they'd be able to jack with you, is my guess. Yeah, I get those random text messages too. It's like, what? I enjoyed dinner last night. The funniest one is I've been getting, what is it? It's like, you're going to be facing legal judgment for your not paying your tolls or something like that. I don't have a car. It's not working. Like, that's a terrible scam. Terrible scam. Your toll tag is, you know, overdue. Like, it's okay. That's cool. Good to know. Right, yeah. So what they're doing is they're just hoping they come across someone who's elderly. Elderly, or maybe not fully with it. And that's it. They want to take advantage of someone that is somewhat has a mental deficiency from age or from disability. And yeah, they're just scumbags. Complete and utter scumbags. Honestly, I keep my mom off the internet because of that stuff. Not that she has any great desire to go on it. You know, she's from the generation long ago where they don't... She's a boomer. They didn't really care about that. Doesn't have much interest in it. But I don't make, you know, go out of my way to make it available there. She doesn't use any of that stuff. And it's good because she would get taken in by it for sure. You know, I see her watching... I let her watch YouTube videos. I have that set up all on the TV in there, and I've kind of showed her how to do it. And, you know, like all the AI voice ones that are going around now, like about Elon Musk or Joe Rogan or any of those, like she'll totally think it's them speaking when it's just, you know, some goofball typing in some words for the AI robot voice to say, and she just doesn't discern the difference. So, you know, as you get older, these things are completely alien to her, you know? Is this a scam? Yep, yes it is. If you're asking that, it certainly is. Chumming the waters to see what bites. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, Briscoe, they don't care. It's just like Troy said, it's just a shotgun approach. You know, shoot in the dark, and if something falls over, you go and pick it up. Yep, phishing scam. Although it used to be spelled with a PH, because it was phishing. I think I want to say it was based off of phone phreaking, that they would spell everything with a PH. You know, the leet speak back in the 80s and 90s. All the completely uncool cool kids. Oh man, Troy, appreciate you, man. Snake attack drop. Very cool. Troy, what the heck are those crab droids from? Like, what, I don't remember seeing them. Were they, like, in a cartoon or something, or? Still is a phishing scam, yeah. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I know. I'm just, whatever. Thought I was getting scammed when my identity was stolen. All of a sudden, I owed AT&T for a phone I never bought. Yeah. Yup. Man, they got me one time through Facebook ads. It's probably about 10 years ago. I was running some ads for some stuff on Facebook, and I had it, all my accounts were linked together, and somehow they got that information through Facebook to where they charged up all the ads and I guess sold it to someone else, and it was linked to my PayPal account. So it drained my PayPal account. Well, at the time, I was selling stuff on eBay, and I probably had about $4,000 in my PayPal account, which was, you know, still quite a bit of money for me at that time. Still quite a bit of money for me right now. So $4,000 in that account, and when the PayPal account was empty, my PayPal account was linked to my bank account. So it pulled my paychecks out also. So it pulled... They got like $6,000, and I'm trying to pay my, you know, I was at McDonald's buying a breakfast burrito or something in the morning, and it just like, no money. What do you mean there's no money? Plenty of money in there, and yeah, it sucked. I got everything back, but it took a couple of months for all of it to get sorted out, and it was not enjoyable. Could not believe how many accounts were hacked regularly. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. Pretty wild stuff. Phantom Menace? Really? Oh, those the little ones that were like the balls? Or is it somewhere on the battlefield and I just missed it? called their fraud department and got it sorted. Yeah. Yeah. And Clone Wars animation. Okay. A 2-second shot in the movie. Okay, okay. So that's during that whole big fight with the Gungans then, right? Maybe? Perhaps. My employer was hacked and my info was leaked. That sounds fun. Been a crazy decade. It has. All that stuff is just getting worse. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a bigger and bigger push for, you know, more privacy again. I think people are kind of wising up to that. You see a lot of the younger people like just deleting their social media now. The battle when Kenobi kills General Grievous. Okay. That's not in Phantom Menace, though. Right? That's way later. I don't remember which one that is. Wrong movement. Okay, cool, cool. Revenge of the Sith. Okay. Nice. I need to rewatch those too. I like the prequels. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about the prequels, honestly, was Hayden Christensen's acting. I love you, Padme. I couldn't stand that. But everything else, no problem. Everyone was like, oh, the little kid was annoying. I'm like, the little kid was fine to me. Nowhere near as annoying as the other guy with his really wooden acting, which is crazy because his acting isn't that wooden in lots of other stuff he's in. I like Jumper. Jumper was a pretty cool movie. Pain medication has my head spinning. So does this crazy glue, to be quite honest. Which I'm going to put the cap on again now. Hayden was coached by George Lucas to talk that way. Yeah, I could see it. I don't know why. To make him look, what, kind of emotionally wooden? Damaged? I don't know. Similar cadence as Darth Vader, I see. Yeah, I didn't hear that at all. I mean, James Earl Jones had like a sweet cadence. Like it was, I don't know, sounded pretty different. Anywho. Alright, it's 1:06. Didn't do a lot of crafting, did a lot of gluing, and some chilling. I think I'm going to wrap it up. No, I got started a little bit late. How long have we been going? Let's see. 2 hours. 2 hours and 1 minute. Wow. We glued 14 of these things, so that's good. And I don't know how many screens we did before, but we did some. And that took way more time than I thought it would have to do that. See, that glue and stuff, that's deceptively time-consuming. So, once again, if you can, guys, join us on Sunday night for Helladope Toys. I'll be there talking about this stuff. And hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Troy, thank you very much for the super chat. I greatly appreciate it. Kylo Ren, we are leaving now, but how are you doing, my friend? And yeah, guys, take care, and I hope to see you next week. Later.